Quiet with the drift across the map by Flickless.
Dog cover gonna go down backside, west side. Two on the anchor from elbow.
Big opening here. Sentinels realize they're priced into this at this point. With west side out of the picture now, they're going to have to commit, but a paranoia is going to slow them up in further, and this has brought time for Flickless now to turn up in A main. Naturally, an 08 will post up in elbow. They're concerned about a Rappy coming from spawn side, but all of GX now have announced themselves, and that's Grabinho. Not solo, they're at top mid. Flickless not able to take a trade though, and Zekken from that tower spot. That ghost is starting to sing out. A lot of good damage. Ara knocked down to 15. Zekken able to slide across now, but it's Flickless who's exploring the site itself, and GX lock it down. I thought about reposting towards it. Gate crash set up here. Flickless though is down. That's a pick over towards top mid. He just goes for an exploration, and Bang was holding the line already.
And look at GX at the top of the map. They're now concerned about some of the gaps that are open, but Sen have just been biding their time, waiting to get into this A site, which is now totally devoid of any anchors.
Paranoia here. Comes on through. West side of Cloud look to step up. Second will be first up and last out, apparently. And Grabinho hasn't really been able to move from this position at all. Prowler's following him out.
Multiple players there. Prowler going through, but Bang, crucial kill.
Aram going to use the paper mache walls to his favor, though. Takes Bang down now. Wants to try and challenge mid off the flash. Not much to be seen there, but Flickless is able to take care of Zelsis. And that's the control. The B side of the map secured.
This is GX saying you're not going to be taking mid for free. What an adjustment from Aura. A gate crash if he does need to escape, but wow, actually just pops it as a fake immediately that he's gotten back out towards that B-side link, but he's staying posted up.
Here's that proactivity on defense for GX, but this time it puts him right in crosshairs. Ara at least is able to respond, again emerging from that top mid spot. He's already had 3 kills in the round, locking mid down, causing that spike to go loose, and leaving it all up to Zekken.
Those remaining Sen players, numbers dwindling away because they just have too many angles to cover.
A double face here is easy to put together. Zekken has to expect that, yeah. Either Ara or Flickless. Flickless has been hard to shift on that B side of the map. Ara something up close and personal this time, a little more than he perhaps bargained for at top mid. Now 3 players in link. Surely GX pop from here.
Wow, yeah, they want to re-push. Steel guarded as well. Sen routed, running down mid, but Bang caught up top, so is Zekken.
Confirmation though, as Westside steps in the mid. This is under the effects of Steel Garden, by the way. The classics ring out. I've never seen a better endorsement for the bundle than that. And the A side is open for Sentinels. Zekken gets in there with the overdrive. A player at top mid on the other side of the smoke, and it's very clear where Flickless was standing. He is hit with that seize, and all of GX now getting mowed down. Coming out of top mid, even at long range, Zekken downs Ara. 3 for him in the round.
Fantastic at anchoring.
Doesn't see it, doesn't check the corner. Danger abounds. West side, he takes his opportunity and he converts on it. And there's Bang to fall as well. Perhaps some more dotty of eyes, crossing of T's required there for Sentinels. But they have crumbled in a screaming heap.
He is such a stunningly consistent player in scenarios just like that. Playing in anchored position, Zelsis is going to be able to pick up this one, but still, how can they wrangle this back? Time is getting quite low, 30 seconds remaining.
I suspect Ara obviously been able to hold that line down. John is left alone against 4. That wall heavily perforated, the damage starting to come in. An auspicious number of health left here for John. Only 6 seconds left in the round to maintain this weapon. He'll wait for a step up, caught in the seas, decayed to 1, and dispatched. Shield wall now triggered, and Sen are going to fully commit. So they got 4 players here heading over towards Yard, which is the omen left back towards mid. Here's the Nightfall coming through. Narrate deals with Cloud. That's the eventual peak into mid dealt with. And some elbow control being assumed now for Zelsis. Slow and steady. There's a relay bot catching on to Grabinho. He's struggling in this game. Narrate doubles down. West side out of the picture now. The close vicinity of the A side's been cleared. And Flickless walks headlong into an up shot.
Some of these lanes in mid, knowing that that pit is in B main. Kill from Cloud, just spam, I believe, yeah.
Might off the back of some of that U to lead the way. Zekken now falling. That is mid presence completely neutralized. Now's a peek out from A short. Now where do you go? Sen are running out of options. They did draw the Viper's Pit out onto the B side of the map. Flickless felt like that was an appropriate investment. But elsewhere, there's no penetration here for Sentinels.
GX just do a great job of finding those kills in mid, the only really open lane that Sen had, and now they're going right back into this pit in B main. Zelsis with the
Please
attack.
check that corner this time.
This is something he's been picking up a lot more recently in stage 2.
Okay, they're going to try and seize maybe to clear out. Yeah, this pit, they've got a catch there, and again, it's Grabinho set up on the corner. pipped down though. Flickless inside of it, caught inside the C's, but Gravino nicely done with a recovered operator. Deals with Narrate. And this puts John in an impossible situation.
Does get his gun back in time, ready to fight towards Link. Second power. What?
That is a nasty one. Gravino able to cover at least, and now swinging into two. It's Bang, deals with him. Did catch the pocket player with the paranoia. It's shocking to me that there's even a trade. Nicely done for GX, and Zelsis is dug out of position. Traded though, west side off the map. Now player inside elbow, and Sentinels have the pre-plant Viper's Pit in play.
Then caught by that Prowler, knows it's time to just get out of there. This dimensional drift trying to spot players out for Cloud, but with Aura isolated, no value to be found from this ultimate. Good paranoia from Gravino will stall things up for Sen, maybe allow for a rotate timing. Well, rotate is gone now. Westside at least with a pretty swift trade. Sen still need to deal with the anchors here on this site from GX.
And they're still on the clock from that rotation in through mid. It's Cloud with the Guardian able to give a quarterback good count of himself. And that's Gravino for two. What an important anchoring moment for GX. Fire ball to keep them at bay, and they're going to step over that. A Razor Vine there and Flickless.
And there it just walks out into the open angle, and it's left John alone
as well. John's been able to find two. Surely not more from John QT. A stunning three-piece that has now given Sen a chance to come up for air. And Zelsis deals with the spike carrier. A round that felt all but lost there. Salvaged by the captain.
I suppose Nere feeling like if he goes out, they wouldn't expect John to be behind that box as well. So sacrifices his life. And
yes.
John, he definitely made the most of it.
They never expect the second player to swing alone.
But listen, if there's anyone that could win a 1v2 right now for GX, it is Westside. He is white hot.
Arcrose confirms no presence in the site after the fact Westside has pulled back now, though. Giving his position away. Smoke thrown up here. Bang will be waiting within its depths now. Zelsis already got it to half, and Westside gets a frosty reception when he ducks in. And no steel guard, no nightfall, none of that sort of accoutrement, so to speak. In we go. Zekin up first, bangs out as John and QT step in. No one to trade there for Ara, but yet it's Narrate with the Sheriff to step up. Cloud, you'd think would be dug out of this corner in a few moments. Economically, this is massive for Sentinels. Ara in shot there, concealing surely a massive chin. Very chiseled. And beginning with the dimensional drift, and now sees the Nightfall come out. Cloud caught out of that timing. Looks like Ara's going to commit to the site, and is sent packing by Bang, who'll happily occupy this pocket position and play off second where it even needed. Another three-piece. And you're right, Wyatt, you called it. Nightfall comes on in. They want to fight for this here. Razorvine already popped out on the side. And Zekin is there already. And he's got an overdrive to work with. Straight through the pit he goes. He's ready to throw down. Spot back Robinho. It's electrified from Zekin. High voltage warning should be on the label for this guy. Not quite the ace, but still, well, it's a show-stopping performance.
Bang cleans this up. 12 rounds for Sen, one away from the win.
At this point, he's feeling himself.
Yeah, just a little bit of confidence. Flickless, unfortunately, peaks into two Sen players who've taken full A main control.
Oh, God!
Spike down A.
Well, Cloud gets onto A. Unfortunately, it's in a body bag, and Narrates slots in 4 to kick off Sentinel's campaign here in Paris. Veins starting to emerge on his forehead now. Patience, patience, and release. It's onto the site now. Ara the only player in, though, and it's staggering. The spacing of players has really thrown Sen for a loop. The Narrates some sharp shooting. It's just not remotely enough. Here in the market, Westside not able to find anyone. Some damage on Delson, but the looks of things, and Zekin takes the fight to him like a bat out of hell. It ends up being a traded backside. Westside for one, but John gets in there with the classic. Flickless overwhelmed. Sentinels running in numbers. And Acrobino with the Bulldog has to salvage the situation.
Cloud only has the Ghost right now. Probably can't recover. A gun goes in. Zelsis just
not
ready
good
for that.
Here's Grubby though. A little more than a one. Much needed, and Sentinels on nothing but classics. I don't hate this position from Cloud. It's so dirty. Zekin walks up into it. And so GX will take their pint of blood early in the round. Nicely done by Westside.
Stunning shot.
And this is GX for you. So active in these early rounds. So proactive. Looking to work the map. Push up for info. Take risks. And it's given them the edge. Even if not the rifle drop there in B main.
Now Westside hears all of these players running forward. Catches one with the cam. GX are trying to be fast on this rotate. And Celsius isolated. That relay bolt forced Narrate back or he would have been caught.
Frustrating for Zelsis.
What options do they have?
They've had no mid control at all, and Gravino is able to scope up in time to deal with John. And simply, he will pull back now towards the middle of the map. Oh, nice little angle there held by Grubinho. A fantastic thrifty.
He stood up for their ego.
But he didn't know what to say, really, did he? He just sort of stood up. Grubinho, whoa, they're having problems standing on their feet right now, Sentinels. Cut down aggressively. Grubinho's able to push up here, and Flickless can only go 1 for 1. Still, the Sentinels committing all of their remaining resources to that elbow part of the map. It'll leave Zelsis limping away with a recovered Phantom. An 8 in the chamber.
Nice shot from Cloud.
The option, of course, to try and play top mid, pull the rotation through, and all just get gunned down, apparently, by GX. Man, that's going to lock Sentinels out of the round. It feels very hard to bounce back from that. What, are you going to go back to the side that Ara's still posted up on?
Very cool from GX that they pivot into that high-low setup mid.
It's back available, but Zach is going to go straight into market anyway. Sees the trip, clears it.
No, he gets killed. Wow. Center trying to pivot into some kind of crazy A split right now. A smoke is placed top left mid for Zelsis to maneuver in. Orsil has this operator not spotted out.
Dangerous there, very dangerous, but Bang goes for a diligent little shoulder peek. Ara, those asking for more, and there's no opportunity to trade it back. Flickless may have fallen, that's a breach util gone, but most of it was already expended to the favor of GX now. We've got 12 seconds left in the round. Sentinels accelerating here. My goodness.
By the dark cover, Paranoia going through, or in an isolated 1v1 though.
They have the Rolling Thunder to get A-main control back. That is absurd. A counter one comes out though. Flickless lets it go, but it's Grubinho who eventually falls by the wayside. Sentinels have not got off the starters mark in this round, and Zekin's not there to double up. Now trying to at least play off this aftershock. Zelsa's got his, and it all falls apart. Much improved on Sunset. They're going to thrust down mid again. They're going for an Ara, tears that to shreds. Sentinels barely get out of bed before getting clotheslined. Ara finally taken down, but once Sen cannot get. And here's a neural theft for John. Sees all of this at top mid.
The second baited into that swing, and I mean, why not? Cloud was right there using that drone, obviously. It's just good that he had support from Flickless for that instant trade.
Zekin doubled his entire kill total in that round, Wyatt. He had a quiet outing up until this point. John has been making plenty of noise. This timing is going to hurt them, though! That full trust in the rest of GX to lock this A side of the map down, but this is where push comes to shove. Zekin gets onto the side behind the box, but the aftershock came through, and Cloud swings for the fences. 2 kills cleaned up, and now Ara decides to get a little active, catches Zelsis out. Timing certainly works in his favor, and Westside will step in when needed.
Zek splitting from multiple sides.
Now, how do they deal with the anchors, though? Westside's going to be dug in here, but Narrate steps up with the Guardian. They know, yep, Prowler confirms. Westside in the corner and only gets his one. Stinger goes to work for John. And a Nightfall now to catch the players rotate in. 2 pings at Boba. Tells the whole story for Sentinels.
This is a pace adjustment from Sen that GX were not expecting. Ooh. Crucial win from Grubinho.
Ugly stuff with the Stinger, but util in hand for when Narrate steps up to the plate. And now it's on Cloud and Flickless to make their way through a smoked out Boba. Money, damn good for GX, and it might be worth going for it, but they are caught off the site. Cloud wants to wrap around, has a lot to say across the stage so far this game. He'd love now to show some bite with the bark wide. Nice swing. And second down. Narrate steps up, and Cloud might just be him right now. Bang is all over the place, and Flickless is more than happy to put him out of his misery.
Way into the site, ready to throw out some
Here we go.
but Sen are ahead of it.
All right, gets the jump on him there. It's going to be a relay bolt. Narrate just stuck to the ground, transfixed. Watches the sword fall, and there's a Hunter's Fury that Sentinels are waiting on. In the last round of the half, Sentinels are unlikely to put much of a scratch on GIANTX. Spike is heavily within enemy territory, and John has to stand and face the music.
I mean, look at that setup that they pivot into so quickly.
Beat them on an individual basis, and that's been hard to do with all this util slanting engagements in GX's favor. Big stack here of B main set up for Sentinels. That allows the West side to be extracted early, but there's Cloud standing tall. John at least controls any ingress towards that Boba area. And there's Zekin tucked in his corner. This is a pretty conservative approach here for Sentinels, but they are getting torn apart a little. Narrate lit here by the bolt. At least finds Cloud as he gets around the corner, but he's gone low.
Wow, Flickless able to dodge that out.
Now he got into the sights. Spotted out by Flickless though. German unable to win that last engagement. The key util cycles back.
Yeah, they get that fault line back up, and now it's go time.
Onto the side, runs in and Narrate first. It's going to be Bang, no credit with the kill. Bang gets ahead of that dark cover, and now the Paranoia comes out late. Grubinho thought he had the drop on Narrate, but he couldn't have been more wrong. Narrate eventually falls, and there it is. Nice little flash through the smoke. Little 2-piece from GX now. Assume control of the side.
Westside peeks out, might be able to catch Zekin.
Timing.
Gets the opening with the Outlaw.
Relay bomb might make things hard on the site. That's John downed. Westside sharp as attack, folks. And Cloud done. Sentinels are against the clock. Need to get in here. Stinger there for Celsius. Looks like fault lines avoided by Flickless. He tries to get ahead of the game, and so far not too shabby, but Zekin is up on the site and demanding some attention. Brought down by Cloud, and Narrate's got to step up in his absence. Don't bang! Tough job! Someone's going to do it! Be forced out of the cubby by that arc shot, and John's going to have to get active. Another side of the cage set up. He does not want to show himself. I get it, but Aura and Cloud already racking him up, and John eventually falls. Celsius pees in, gets one, but the rolling thunder will put him to bed. And Sentinels, well, they left the keys in the car. They didn't turn up the sunset, I'll be honest with you. Invisible. A lot of attention, and now they're going to make the dive here through Garage. Westside flattens Celsius all over him like moss on a rock. No chance to recover. And the site's swarming with red.
Yeah, just a Sheriff bullet penetration going through default box. Now two players from GX ready to face onto Celsius. He doesn't want to take that duel right now, though. He can just take things easy, slow down.
Coming. That paranoia doesn't hit Narrate, so he can stand a bit of first to the action. Not Gromino on Flickless again, surely not. It's the Polish player alone, joined by Gromino. Plenty of GX players here now. They're going to be leaders. They come around the corner. Zekin, no tracks, back and then forward. Almost had the better of Ara, but the guy is a little too quick with it. Westside, backside, caught out. And Cloud, not inside. He is still making his way over. And has the unenviable task of making his way into C from defense spawn side.
So GX are able to rotate everyone into backside. Sen really slowed things down, but then eventually I do feel that that kind of played to their advantage. They get a lot of clean fights at the end there. Cloud even caught by Narrate in there.
Dangerous though. Yeah. Knew there'd be some utility to draw out, but Cloud overextends onto the side. It was ultimately a fake for Sen. Something that's been in their wheelhouse a lot in the past. GX though, convinced that was for real, and they get punished for it.
They have just been baited into all of these angles. Aura is absolutely going to be saving this off. Really excellent calling there from John, I feel. Just activating that same early util on C that drew all the rotates on the bonus round that they converted.
Oh,
wow,
no
he's even going to
way.
catch this kill onto Aura.
It's free, man.
Can GX flood in to support Westside now?
Westside Tux gets the perfect drop, and Zekin is lit inside that cage. Too easy for the Cypher, and finally Westside gets himself onto the board kill-wise. John, not the timing would have hoped for, I suspect. And now Narrate, unsuccessful in trying to crack the remainder of this Seaside Open. Finally,
For the relay bolt, paranoia, and
Narrate takes the
recon.
space back though. He's there in the second, Wyatt. Ara brought down. Just impales himself on his own sword by the looks of things, but there's that Hunter's Fury that comes off for GX, a big part of their early aggressive play. Zekin's got to get across the window, lucky to be alive, but could still be spammed down as Gromino wants to push up outside of lobby. Chaotic early round, leaves Sentinels down to 2.
Yeah, Westside stayed fully committed out of Garage, caught off Celsius, and now the neural theft would
buddy.
reveal these remaining two players. It's a 1v1. Oh, Zekin won that round looking very different. A crucial pickup for Flickless.
John
GX, they have to convert this.
They got all the info. John can't get anything done outside of the purview of GX. They know it all. Now, those thin walls may be his undoing. Flickless wants to step up. Well, doing it again.
Yeah, they want to fight for this A lobby. Very hard. Gromino gets the first. He gets the second even.
This is where that came from. Celsius was cut down in the corner there, and bang is revealed. Able to take 2. That's all he's going to get. That's the best he can do to give John a shot in this round. Not surging out in that long direction. Has to make a correction here for Cloud, and he's in mid-air. Lockdown need to be a factor in this round, but he has to know Westside is playing close. Wins it out. That is an important correction. A flick to the head. That downs the enemy Cypher. Now this A-side starting to crumble. Crack for Gromino. Emerges with 2 very important kills. That is going to put GX to the shot in this round. A real one now as Ara gets close, wants to challenge it. Bang, cannot keep up. It's too pacey. Headshot though, dink onto Ara. Doesn't slow him down for a second.
Map.
Time short, bang, deep into spawn. Ends up being a 1-for-1.
They still need to get the spike to his side.
Gonna be Ara, they can't get past him. Second slides in, and he takes matters into his own hands. Spike recovered, but a pivot, a wise one, across the map. Will he see the barrel? Yes, wins it out. That leaves second now. Oh god, you hate to be in this spot. Has to play long in the post plant. Tough to really spam this down. Gromino on Spike, and Zekin's not 100% sure exactly where he is. He's going to have to spray through, and he gets there! What a crucial round! Actually, he's going to leave 2.
West side on the angle. No, Celsius is coming. He saw the barrel, and now he can use that cage to get back towards Plat. Wants to reposition, but a little bit too early. No one there to help.
Really exposed himself. Really showed too much leg there, Wyatt. And Zach and Franklin was waiting for a drift at the back of the site. The cyber cage wasn't enough to obscure him.
John, low HP, Narrate wins that out.
Foot off the gas so far for GIANTX. Serving this round over to Sentinels. And Cloud, the IGL needs to get into the side in the 1v3, already down to 70. It's always good for one. That much we've learned today. But digging this high-low setup out is all but impossible. And then having to play the retake after making the right call on the side, it's not too bad. Ara with the stopping power, back truck. Deals with Zekin at least, but Zelsis is there. Narrate here from up on high. Judging the peasants, he will drop down onto the box, but makes some noise. He gets a bit of damage on Flickless, but not enough to write home about. And it's John Grabinho. 32 points of health left for the Moroccan mastermind. He needs to step up. He sees the shoulder of the Omen, but Grabinho doesn't give him enough to work with.
Garage. GX are getting a lot of map control right now, but Aura goes down to Zelsis.
Yeah, just to send try and get 3 players on C, they've realized that they need to get in that B direction, and that's nice from Zach and Grabinho's. Mostly been good for their first one in this series.
Smoke for main.
Narrate takes a hit for that, tries to get him through the wall, but Flickless finds Zekin on the other side, getting him from the garage side of the map, and Zelsis will be slowed up to that effect as well, caught in the fault line. But John says no more breach util, no more breach in fact. Down Flickless, puts Center the player advantage, but now they're going to deal with this setup from Cloud, and Bang was the only player not set up to deal with that. Defused goes Zelsis, living dangerously and punished as West side. As is a commitment here by GX towards the B side of the map. Bang sees Ara coming a mile off and is able to down him. John, patient, collected. And he'll have himself a frag. Second now with that fast lane, trying to get in Grabinho's direction. It's a bit of wayward, ham-fisted. And Zelsis is now finally on the wrap, but this spike's headed on to B. They are going to end here. West side though in a safe corner. Grabinho has the line covered and Zelsis only has a classic. This is looking terrible for Sentinels.
Through Garage. Flickless might even be a second player. Maybe Westside goes first, takes contact.
The timing here is beautiful. Westside so patient, so calculated. Emerges just as John had his back turned. Every other Sen player also one orb away from ultimate. They could rip that, but Ara
look
just
at that confidence.
No other swing into that as well. There's no response. Ara doesn't linger for long enough either way. Grabinho in trouble though, getting hammered out by that molly. Flickless has to stand tall on the side. His teammate is on the other side of that smoke, so needs to ping them out.
Oh no.
Yeah, we're doing it again. Hunter's Fury.
I mean, surely Cloud doesn't repeat the Zekin from back here.
Doesn't quite have a beat drawn on the spike location. The smoke comes down. Hunter's Fury slows things up for GX, but they are committed to this site, and Zekin is more than happy to hear it. There's the step up from West side, and the anchors are down.
Recon broken. Descent trying to get back in while the spike is being planted.
They know he's going to be there
right now.
Shock dart though, not enough to clear him out. Narrate is down as Cloud just finds the timing to leave that corner. The lockdown is going to give that control back to the defenders. How deep into the site can they get?
Just going to come down to spam.
That's how we have our expectations set. Yeah, Sentinels don't have a lot to disrupt util-wise.
Cloud gets that recon back and the fault line is up.
Zelsis lucky to be alive as he's able to get away. Recon doesn't reveal Bang, so he goes for it again. But look at the crosshair placement for Cloud. He basically knows exactly where Bang is, and they're waiting for Zelsis too. So far, West side's able to get clear of that paranoia, but Flickless was impacted. Here's the push backside. Ara, just the player you want to stem the flow of Sentinels players, and they get absolutely bloody trounced. And GX don't quite have the stall for the post plant. No controllers up for the attack side here, and yet that allows Bang just to peer into the mix, see what is there. West side served up. They'll stay in the site. GX more than happy to fight tooth and nail for this space they've claimed. It's going to be John looking for a timing for a swing. Again! It's these refights in the site where GX are just better.
Now it's just Bang. Has to clear Graffiti, but there's a crossfire from the drop. He gets that first up to Aura, but the adjustment isn't there. Thunder Narrate on the angle.
Gonna get a lot of action, and there's Ara once again, steps up.
A bit too much action than he hoped for. Bang is committing to the backside anchor.
Pinked out, they know he's there, he's cut down so easily, it's on second again. 2 kills will have to be enough for John and Zelsis to put it together.
West side on the lurk, isolates John.
But now we have an answer, at least for now.
Up against a GX team that finished 7th, 8th in kickoff, 9th, 10th stage 1. They bring in Aura, they bring in Flickless, and they just won their first game of Champions.
And it just turns out the GIANTX and the Goliath in this parable, Sentinels completely neutralized.